Hi everyone. Hope you're all okay. So today I invited the amazing Motselisi. Motselisi, how are you?
I'm great. I'm fantastic. How are you, Juliet?
Yeah, I'm good. So how is
Yes.
the weather in South
Yeah,
Africa?
Cape Town has been very hot. We are still in our summer. And so, yes, we've been going sleeveless for, the past 1 month. So, yeah, we'll soon be hitting winter. I can tell that the days are getting shorter. But
Yeah.
yeah, so far, so good. Yeah, I love summer.
Lucky. Lucky. I'm waiting for the sun and for the warmth. It's really cold here.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
you can see that, I
I
got
can see. Yeah, yeah. You have to. You have to keep warm.
yeah, okay, I got 3, but let's not say anything. So
Mm.
Motselisi, today I just invited you so you can talk about what you do. Uh, so you are a coach and you help women or men, but many women on their workplace. Is that it? Am I wrong?
Yes. Yeah. So I am a coach. I call myself a resilience coach. I help young professional women who just starting out their careers, who are facing workplace marginalization, to find means of overcoming it and build confidence and resilience without becoming vindictive. So that is one thing that is very close to my heart. And so it's really about reframing how they view a whole lot of aspects in the workplace and the relationships that they have with people that they consider to be perpetrators of marginalization. Um, so the process of building resilience and self-control is really centered about the way I want to help them is for them to be able to focus on building self-control and realizing that they have the power of choice in how they think about what happens to them, their thoughts especially, so they can determine the actions they're going to take, when dealing with their colleagues and their bosses. Yeah. So that is what I'm about. Yeah.
Okay, nice. I think you're gonna help so many people everywhere. I would say all over the world, but yeah, basically everyone who has an office and who goes to the office. So
I hope
it's really
so.
great.
I hope so. Mm.
So I got a question. Why did you choose this topic? Because you said earlier that it was really close to your heart, and I just was wondering why.
Yeah, look, I have been an employee for a long, long time, and I have personally faced workplace marginalization. And so for the long time, I think I wasn't dealing with it the right way because it left me feeling very disempowered, angry, resentful, and even to a point where I found myself getting disconnected with my own profession, my career, which I found very dangerous because I am a doctor, and this connection with in my field of work, when I get disconnected with my work, it can cause problems. I can become negligent and end up not treating people the way I should. And also, I found I was becoming very snappy, like, with my kids, my
Okay, yeah.
family. I was just not becoming the person I wanted to be. So when I actually went to a workshop that was organized by the place I work at,
All
which
right.
was quite an irony, where the whole idea was about building self-control. And that's when I learned that we all have, the power of choice, regardless of circumstances that you find yourself in. And you can choose to stay in your anger. You can choose to use um, the adversity that you're going through as an opportunity for growth, and to find lessons in, what is there, the negative that's there. So, and also during the course of my work, I found I'm not the only one who is going through these problems. So, and it cuts across all races, and it's not, I wouldn't say it is confined to certain people. So people can
Mm,
be marginalized because of their religion. Yes, it can be race, but women, I think, carry the brunt of, marginalization in communities, and that permeates into the workplace. So um, we have a lot of responsibilities as women. There's almost like an expectation in, even in our own homes, to continue to be providers, and we kind of like neglect ourselves. So the added burden of marginalization at work, I think, is just very suppressive for women. And that is why I felt, if there's a way I can help, even if it's in a small way, this is how I'm going to do it. And I'm so glad that I got to find myself in a community of like-minded people who are really trying to help the world. So and it's all thanks to, the teachings of Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins, and all you beautiful women that I get to interact with every day. That, yeah, I think I'm coming to mature into this, and I'm enjoying it very much. That was a long
yeah,
answer
yeah,
to your question, but I
that's a
hope it
perfect,
gives you
perfect
clarity.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
okay, and I think it's really nice because we don't. I realized that not so long ago we we always feel so. I don't really know on the men side because obviously I'm not one, but as woman, it just feel like I can see my friends. I can see like the old group we have. It's just when you are raised, like in a way, not necessarily raised by our parents, like that way, but kind of the society just make us like suffer, shut up,
Yeah.
suffer, and this is the way for the women. And I saw a documentary a few years ago about pain and women. Basically, a lot of things have been done for guys because men shouldn't be in pain, but women has to be in pain, like when they have a baby, when they have like some kind of disease, and so that's why there's a lot of treatments that were discovered later because we consider like, oh, it's normal, you know,
Yeah.
it's a woman,
Yeah.
she has to be in pain. And so
Mhm.
it's really, I think it's really hard to kind of realize, oh, I'm in pain, but I don't have to be in pain.
Yeah.
And your whole process to say, okay, this is what I'm living right now, but this is not how I want to live, and know that I can, I get out of this box. I can just help other people to just feel better on daily basis, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah. No, thank you. And one of the things that I learned, and I hope this is what happens to people who go through hardship, that you get to a point where whatever I'm experiencing is not right for me. And then, at least for me, I came to a point where I made a conscious decision, and I told myself I'll be deliberate about it, that whoever I meet, because a lot of people who come to my practice asking for help. So, so becoming more deliberate and bringing positivity into their lives, a sense of hope, as much as I can, and realizing that the way I have been treated is not the way to treat any other person. So I should never find myself in a position where I marginalize any person because I knew how painful it was. And one of the things that I also got to strengthen as I built the confidence was to shift to excellence, meaning that I am going to always strive to give value, the best value, do the best I can to to my work, because that is the only way in which you build confidence. When you realize I've done well, and you become proud of yourself, and so your confidence rises. So anyone who comes with their nonsense of trying to marginalize you, they hit a brick wall, because that is basically the resilience that you built now. Hey, and yeah, so and everything just follows from that, because then you realize that there are so many other people I can actually teach how to work on this. And it is very, I think it is fulfilling for me, because even though I didn't know how to do it formally, like as like creating a course about this, but in a small way, those that I had been touching, I found I was giving them the skills in a way that I have learned through my hardships. So, like my mess, using my mess to help other people. And yeah, it is fulfilling, and just hoping that we can reach a lot more people, because I'm sure I'm not the only one. I wasn't the only one suffering, and there'll probably be a lot more women who can relate to my story. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it is quite. Yeah, it's a different world. It is difficult. It's hard when you're trying to shift and create a new thing, because I think the other problem with me that I find, just reflecting, is I went to school. I've been taught how to do certain things, which I've been doing for more than 23 years. And then I'm learning new skills now, which isn't easy. But because I have this drive, I know that I can overcome. And I've really opened myself to be a student, and learn how to get things done. But really, for me, my goal is to help as many women as possible to find themselves, and become confident, and unstoppable, basically unstoppable. And that is, I think, what we all deserve. We deserve to be happy. We deserve um to have the latitude to realize our dreams. And our dreams shouldn't be just limited to being a mother, a wife. If you have more goals that you want to achieve. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my story.
Yeah, I think that's
Mm,
amazing. I mean, yeah, I can remember roughly, yeah, the whole evolution since we met a few months ago.
yeah,
And yeah,
yeah.
so we have like up and down, like, oh no, oh yeah, oh no, oh yeah. So it's really nice to kind of to see how everyone is just kind of supporting each other. We're just gonna go there. Um,
Mm,
and I remember we had one coach who say we don't know when, but it's definitely gonna get there. The only question is when. But and I'm really happy to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really interesting because it's like this thing. Why do we in 21st century? Why do we still have the thing? Why do we have to fight to be able to kind of find our voice and to be able to kind of have some kind of respect in a way,
Mm,
and to kind
mm,
of we just uh yeah, I think it's feel like it didn't. I don't know how much it changed from my parents, for example, but it feel like it's so slow, and so people like you was gonna help so many people. Knowing that it can be women, but men can also feel this way. So
yeah.
it's I would say probably a little bit more women than men, but you can say like some men can also kind of feel marginalized and kind of feel like
Mm, mm,
they're
mm. Yeah, I must say, I have come across men who felt they were marginalized. And I remember this one guy who was crying, like a baby because of the hurt that he felt. And so I'm like, yeah, but I think with us women, it's probably more prevalent for us than with men. And being a woman, I think I'm going to start with my sisters. Yeah, and we can always extend it to men at a later stage, but I want to start here, um, because they say charity begins at home. So I
yeah.
feel, yeah, my home is being a female, and that is where I'll start. Yeah. And what else did I want to say? Oh, I think, and this is the one thing that I actually appreciate, when we attend our facilitation sessions, that they make us think about our wins, regardless of how small they are. And so, and I think that is the one thing that, I want to highlight in this course that I'm creating, that when you are striving for excellence, when you are striving to give value to other people while also fighting your own battles, when you have wins, you have to celebrate them, because that
Yeah.
keeps you engaged, that still gives you that sense of purpose, that, oh, whatever it is that I am striving for, regardless of how difficult it is, when I reach my goals, I can celebrate. And you celebrate it in any way you want to, as long as it's not dangerous and one of radio. Yeah,
The
but
doctor
you
is
still have
talking
to
here.
come back to the center. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the one thing. But yeah, um, how I wish I had come to the world of personal development earlier and coaching, because I think that I would probably have done great things.
Well, as you said, it comes when you are ready. So maybe you wouldn't have been ready
Yes.
earlier, and maybe you are
Mm-hmm.
ready.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
it comes when, yeah, you needed it. So, but I do agree for the wins because I know, like in my case, I've never been really kind of used to celebrate any of my wins, and so
Mm.
I just keep kind of being stuck. I was stuck with all my what I was called the failure. And since I wouldn't celebrate any wins, so my life was just filled with failures. And I was like, oh, I'm not good
Mm.
enough. I'm not, like I'm not smart enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not this. I'm not that. And I realized if you really write down your wins and just kind of, so what I do now is I journal my wins every day, almost every day.
Mhm.
That's not
Great.
almost every day. It just kind of, like what did I do today? What are my wins? And really write it down. So my brain, like before I go to bed, so my brain kind of finish the day with the win of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Even small. Sometimes I don't do much in the day, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make a hot chocolate, and it was so good, and I'm like, my wins gonna be my hot chocolate. But I think
Yes.
it's kind of reframe your brain, because we know now that you can, whatever your age, I think it's important. Like whatever your age, you can really, really reframe your brain. Your brain is not stuck in what you learned like when you were 10 years old. You can really
Mm,
change it, and you can change your behavior. You can change the way you think. And I think it's really important, this win part, because we are not used in general. I can see with other group, with my friends, this is not something you are used to. And after, so it's mean like all your life you're just stuck on your failure, and suddenly when you write your wins, it's mean like you forget your so-called failure, or you took your failure to learn something and make it a win after that. So it
mm,
completely reframe
yeah,
your brain, and suddenly you are not so stupid, and you are not so you know. So then it's like,
yeah,
okay, maybe
yeah,
maybe I'm not.
yeah.
Um,
Definitely, definitely. And I mean the saying, I think Tony Robbins says this quite a lot, that where your focus goes, your energy flows. Or is it where energy flows? Yeah, that type of thing. Because I think many times we criticize ourselves, and I know I do that quite a lot. But the one time I remember, I had to redo my CV for some reason. I had to, and as I went through all the things that I had done and I'd achieved, I felt like, hey, what have I been on about? Look at this.
yeah,
And labeling ourselves as stupid and what, I think it's so unfair and so wrong, because yes, you can make a stupid mistake, but that does not mean you're a stupid person. And for me, I think it just helps so much to look at what is good, what is right, and try and do more of that. We will falter because we are human beings. We are not, we are, what is it? We are infallible. Is that the right word? I don't know.
yeah.
But
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
trying to say we do make
I'm not
mistakes.
sure here.
Yeah. So, and really to be, to forgive ourselves. And the one thing, and I know you like this, I mean, about practicing gratitude, that
Yeah,
when someone said, gratitude is a cure-all, I understand that, because there's no way you can complain if you're feeling grateful, and there's no way you can even criticize the next person if you are grateful. And being grateful about anything, I think we sometimes we really just have to think about, oh, I came home and I arrived safely at home. I didn't meet an accident. Or, yeah, I'm actually enjoying my glass of water, or things like that. And all
yeah,
these things that they teach us, and it's like, oh, something just needs to be brought into your line of vision to be able to appreciate it, because we don't focus on those things. We're always looking at what is wrong, and that doesn't really work. But I'm honestly so grateful and excited about what the future holds for me, and because this makes me feel more alive. And
yeah,
if I can just share something very quickly, today I had a meeting with my financial advisor. He lives in Spain, so I only see him like once a year. He flew down to Cape Town to meet with his clients. I'm one of them. So when he met me, he was like, "You have a glow. Your skin is so beautiful." So when I told him what I was doing, he was like, "No wonder you look like this." So I'm like, "Oh." if people can see it, so it means it's something I have to keep on doing. You see, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. But I think, yeah, gratitude is one of my discovery. And I'm just amazed how it can really impact your life. Also, it's a really daily kind of something you have to do daily. But I
Mm,
think, yeah, I just even now I don't do it daily. I try, not daily. But I think it's really important to kind of really. I do remember a few years back, my ex was like, "You should write down what you are grateful for every day," and I was like, "Oh no, I don't." I was a little bit depressed after my PhD, and I was like, "Oh no, no, I just don't really useless. I don't know. It's kind of I don't want to do that." So I tried 2 days, and then I just and I started again a few years after my PhD, a little bit few years after, and I think it's really. I'm not perfect, but I think it's really helped me a lot on daily basis to be, to not be depressed, to not kind of having, too much bad thought or negative thought, and
mm,
it's really kind of even my health. I'm not. I used to be sick all the time, and I'm not. I can be sick. It's suddenly just the the weather changed from like 20 degrees to -0, -1, -2. I'm like,
oh,
okay, I'm gonna be
that,
sick.
that's unpleasant. Mm,
But yeah, I love like I've been reading a lot about gratitude. I'm like always amazed of what it can if you do it daily, how it can really change you on so many levels. So yeah, yeah, do it, guys.
mm.
You have to do it.
Yes, we have to do it. Yeah, even if it's not every day, but at least have that. It might not have to be every morning. I find that um, I'm going to share a lot of things because when in the morning when I'm in the shower, I think that is when I have the best connection with my creator, because I come up with very good ideas, and some solutions just come, and I think um, I have accepted that that is a space for me where I have to pay attention. Things just come. And I think that is also where I would say in my morning prayer, I would say what I'm grateful for, and it centers me because it is like in the morning I'm preparing myself to get to work. So yeah, everything just comes. And I know it's almost like a sacred space. Uh, being in the shower, but then now I had in one of our sessions, who was it? Was it Benz was saying, yeah, we can also take videos in the bathroom. And I'm like, for
Yes.
me, then there'll be a lot of things happening in the bathroom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, and the sound in the bathroom would be just awful. I think just we would just do it. So I wouldn't do that. But except if you have a really big, big bathroom. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
After I think everyone has thought. I do. I usually do my journaling and my gratitude in the evening because I like to have to sleep on. I realize that by doing it, I have a way better sleep. So I used to be insomniac for many,
Mm,
many, for decades, not even years, decades,
mm,
almost 30 years.
mm,
And I realized last year, it wasn't my friend, she said, but you have been doing, like, you have been sleeping quite well lately, because I used to be like, oh no, I haven't slept for 2 days, or I have slept like 3 or 2 hours a night or something. And she was like, you haven't said that for a while. I'm like, oh yeah. And I realized that's kind of roughly when I started journaling and gratitude. And I'm like, oh my God.
mm. Yeah, that's the
Uh,
effect. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, this. Yeah, so it is very, very. I think it's humbling. It makes one realize that there's a lot more going for you than what isn't. And so if you receive that energy, I think it can only work positively for you because I don't know, if some people who are not Christian might not relate to this, but I just remember hearing someone say, um, if you are the creator and you give people on earth so many things and they don't show gratitude, it must be it is probably not nice for him to see people not saying thank you for all this, for all the abundance. So that made me think, yeah, small little things are everything, and that is what one has to always say things about. Yeah, it's quite it's fulfilling, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do
So,
think by doing this on daily, like roughly daily basis, I do also realize one thing. I don't know about you, but I used to be pretty nervous and anxious. And if one thing happened in the morning, I would say, okay, my day is over. My day gonna be crap. And after that, my day would be crap, like all day long until I sleep. And I do
mm,
remember like the last few months, few stuff happen in the morning, which I don't like when something else bad happen in the morning. But and I realized like after the event happened, I would just go and sit and say it happened, but it won't define my day, and I would just go on with my day. And usually my day would be, like usual, quite good, pretty good.
yeah.
And
Yes. Yes.
And this is this
Yes.
power of saying, "Oh, my day's gonna be crap," and after all your day is really, really crap. But no, you're
Yeah.
just kind of the power of I don't know how to say, it, but just thinking something. So you're gonna pay attention to every bad thing that's gonna happen during the day, and so you're gonna be like, but no, I'm like, since I journal and I do the gratitude and my winnings, I'm like, well, sometimes, few things can happen, but as long as it doesn't define all my day, I'm fine. And
Mm.
I realized like my day usually kind of, I can't even remember all the things bad are happening. Like before, I would be like, oh yeah, this happened, this happened, this happened. I could list you everything for the last month.
Yeah, the brain does that, but I think when we are able to control our thoughts, that is, I mean, the power, because you basically set the intention for the day, and what I've done, and which also helps is when I anticipate, say, that I'm going to have a busy or challenging week because I look at, the meetings I'm going to have or the type of people that I'm going to have to attend to. Um, I would have this anxiety and apprehension and not be in control. You see, that is a
Yeah,
problem. But then when I reframed it to say, look, I'm going to get many lessons this week because of all these engagements that I'm going to be involved in, and I'm going to focus on the lessons. And what if I actually enjoy, these, so not really yeah, like shifting from, oh, it's going to be a problem to, um, there's going to be something good that will come out of it. And I find that then I become more settled and centered, and I can plan and guide how things are going to go instead of feeling like
yeah.
I'm all over the place. I've been pulled from one direction to the other. So that helps. I think it's really all in the mind, how we use our mind um to determine our actions. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's amazing how we can ourselves change the way we see things on in general, and just kind of. So I try. So we are not perfect. I don't want to say, it, but instead
Mhm.
of say, "Oh, I can't do that," which I was really good at doing, saying that all the time. I'm like, okay, go back and say, no, okay. So right now I can't do that, but what can I do to be able to do
Mm,
this or that? And
mm,
so now I just kind of started to realize I don't say myself so much. You still say it, like when you have been 30 years of saying that, it won't disappear right away. But I just realized like
mm,
less and less, I spot myself like saying, oh, I can't, I'm not good enough. I just kind of, okay, right now you're not good enough. But the idea now
yeah.
is really to kind of find ways and say, okay, you can't right now, but you can learn. What can you do? How can you and you I also kind of don't hesitate to ask for help. I mean, we have a group now, we have a nice community. So when need some help, I just kind of say, oh, okay, girls, yeah, how can I do this? How can I do that? And there's always someone to answer. But the idea
Mm,
is really reframing kind of,
yes.
you can do it, or you can't do it
Mm,
now, or you can do it, yeah. But avoid, like after at the end of the day, avoid the negation as much as you can. Okay, what can I do if I want to do that?
find a
Mhm.
solution. Yeah. Or if there's no solution yet, you'd be like, yeah, I don't have the solution yet.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that it won't come ever. It is there waiting for you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's really important to kind of really kind of when we spot ourselves say, oh no, I can't, and say, no, no, okay. Do I want to do it or not? First, I think the
Mm,
first question is not to say, oh, can you or can't you? It's like, do you want to do it? So if you don't want to do it, well, the question is just okay, you can forget it. But if you really, really want to do it, so the question is, what can you do now?
yeah.
What's going to be your first
What's
step? Not don't having like like big step, but like what can be the first small step you can take if you want to
mm,
do that. And I think
mm.
it's really amazing how it works. Like it's a simple tools for me, but it can seem simple, but it's the impact on your brain is so huge.
Yes,
Like, kind
it
of,
is. And I think that is also how we build the muscle of courage. Because many times I think we are blinded by the fear. Whatever it is we think will happen if we do what we've been putting away for a long time. And I think for a lot of times, I'll speak for myself, the things that I feel I cannot do, even now, the 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 root is really being fearful, and being fearful of, or if it doesn't work out, then I look I look foolish, or I'm going to expose myself and to criticism. And and so those are the things that I think for now I am working on as well. Like you say, this is how I've been almost like cultured, brainwashed for so many years, and I need to unlearn that to being courageous. And it works like magic, because the one thing that you fear the most, when you just push through and you do it, and afterwards you're like, what was I
yeah,
fearful about? What was it all about?
yeah,
and
yeah.
and,
I
and,
know.
and yeah, it's like simple things like taking doing videos, and I shared in one session here that, guys, I take so many videos, but I just never get the courage to post them, because I feel like I look stupid. I don't think I can even understand what I was trying to say. And it's just being having the courage to just post and see how the reaction is going to be. And a few that I have posted, I've had positive, responses, and I'm like, why can't I do this all the time? So yeah, we deal with a lot of things on the journey of becoming, showing up for ourselves and becoming
Yeah.
better version of ourselves. And I think I also just have to, like, what, forgive myself for feeling a little bit fearful sometimes, and realize, yeah, I'm learning. I'm like a little baby starting to learn how to walk, and I will
Yeah.
get there. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I remember when I started and I was like never gonna put a camera in front of my face, never gonna take a picture, never gonna take a definitely never gonna take be on live. That like never gonna happen.
Yeah.
I won't do that. I won't do that. And then I did one, and then I did two, and then I did three. And like Coach Randall say, he said like you do 30 seconds, 1 minute, 1 minute and 30 seconds, 2 minutes.
Mm.
And then you just go and I'm like, okay, okay. I know I do like my life every morning during the week and I'm like,
Yes.
okay, that's not too bad.
Exercises and breath exercises. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do too
Yeah,
complicated. I
those.
want to like Maggie, which is kind of do like all these exercises and she's just so many things and I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, I can't I'm not there yet. Later
Yeah,
on. Later
yeah,
on.
no. It's inspiring. As I tell myself, it's inspiring. I know it's doable. I'll get there one day. Yeah. Mhm.
But
Yeah.
um
Mm.
so yeah,
So,
we so I know you are quite late for you every time. So I don't know if you want to wrap up or if you want to go on a little bit more. If you have more things you want to do, I don't want to kind of to keep you too late.
yeah, it's almost 10 p.m. Here. So yeah, I just
Yeah,
really want to say thank you so much
yeah. No,
for
thank
for
you for
this.
coming.
It is the my very first, Facebook Live, and I can't wait to see how we look like. And and an opportunity to really share what is in my heart, and how I want to continue to be of service. I think that in the era that we live in right now, with the power of social media and being able to reach people, I mean, you're sitting in Scotland now, right?
Yeah,
And we are having a live chat. So all that gives the leverage to gives me the leverage to reach a lot more people, and compared to those who walk in to to my office where I practice. So
yeah.
I like that, and I want to really take advantage of that, because
Take advantage.
I feel that as human beings we have to be of service to others, and I think that is the only way, really. I think at my age now, I feel like my kids are grown up, and like they can be on their own, and let me now just exploit my other abilities to be of helpful to be of help to mankind. And I think that is also like the legacy I want to live, for
Yeah,
them. Yeah, and in the process, I think they also will be encouraged to see that, oh, our mom was very courageous, and if she could do that, and what's really going to stop them? I hope that is the lesson that they're learning also from this. But yeah, thanks very much. I'm very grateful for the community that you have created in our accountability group, and
you're
I feel
welcome.
like I'm not, I don't feel shy now to just ask questions because I know I'm going to get positive feedback that helps me grow as well. Yeah. So kudos to you. Cheers. I just don't have a glass of wine to.
Uh, well, thank you for coming. And I want to say, like, if anyone, if you have any, if you feel like something wrong at work, if you feel uneasy, if you feel, you know, like you don't want to go to work, basically, or if you know someone who could use like that help, just please contact Motselisi. I'm gonna put our details anywhere somewhere in a comment, probably. Also on YouTube, it's gonna have all the details. And don't hesitate to subscribe, to follow, subscribe, both of us, if you're interested and if you want to see more interesting, if you want to learn more and if you want to see more lives.
Yeah.
Thank you and have a great evening for European people and a great day for American people, I guess. And thank
Yeah.
you,
Thank you so
Motselisi.
much. Thank you, Juliet. Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye.